Hi, I'm Ethan, here with my son Garrett. I'm going to show you some of the practical application of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu for self-defense. It's really, really effective for somebody who's getting pushed to the ground or is on the ground and an attacker is on top of them. So one of the first things we'll show you that we learn in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is how to fall down and not get hurt. So if an opponent is shoving me down, I'm going to show you how I'm going to round my back, tuck my chin so I don't slam my spine on the ground or smash my head off the pavement. And I'm going to use my hands to help break my fall. So, attacker pushes me, and I fall down without being hurt. That's the first key element you're going to learn when you start Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, is just how to fall down. Another thing we learn is how to get back up. Because if I fall into the ground or my opponent's pushed me, and I get up like a normal person would, I'm going to be in a bunch of trouble. He can punch me, he can knee me, he can kick me, he can put me in a chokehold, he can do all kinds of bad things to me. So I don't want to stand up that way. The way we learn to stand up in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, falling, just put one foot on the ground, come up to one forearm and then one hand. I can use this other foot to keep my opponent away, and I can use this hand to block and protect as I then bring my foot back behind me and stand up away from my attacker. It's called technical stand-up, and it's a way to stand up out of danger when you've been pushed to the ground. Now let's talk about when you are on the ground. If I get on the ground and my opponent's on top of me, he's pushed me to the ground, and he has what's a mount or a full mount position. From here he can punch me, he can choke me, there's all kinds of bad things he can do. So we learn how to protect ourselves. We learn against punches, how to block and protect our head. And then whether he's punching or choking, the way I'm going to get out of it is I'm going to bump him forward, so his hands come forward. I'm going to trap an arm and put my foot blocking his other foot on this side. And then I'm going to just bridge and roll, and I can get up and get away. So that is a mount escape that we learn, a simple way to trap and roll. And even if your opponent is bigger and stronger, they're going to fall off, you're going to be able to get up and get away. And then finally, I'll show you, if we're on the ground, the opponent's on top of us, we get what's called the full guard position. And this is where I use my legs to control his hips. I could put my feet on his hips, kick him away, and do my technical stand-up to get away. But let's say he's already closed in on top of me, or maybe this wasn't a fight, maybe this was a sexual assault that started in this position, and now I realize, if I'm a female especially, I've got to do something and I'm in a really bad spot. This is where Jiu-Jitsu teaches you several techniques. I won't go through all of them, there's so many, but a couple really good, really basic ones. One we use is a triangle choke with the legs. That is where I will bring a leg up over one arm, the other arm is still in. I hook my legs, and then I'm simply going to squeeze this leg against his shoulder, which is blocked by my other leg, and I squeeze. It shuts off blood flow to the carotid arteries. Very powerful choke, very simple to execute by somebody who's practiced this for a bit. I do not do the movie choke, where I put the head between my thighs and I try to squeeze. I just don't have enough power in my inner thighs, as strong as I am, to actually cut off the blood flow effectively, and my opponent can simply push out of that, push the legs away, and get out. Whereas with the triangle choke, he cannot do that. He is stuck in there because that arm and shoulder are caught, and this takes very little effort for me to hold him here, and then just a little bit of a squeeze, and he's going to go unconscious. And then we also learn chokes, especially collar chokes. I can bring one hand into one collar, bring the other hand in, the other collar, overhand, underhand, and then simply roll my wrist a little bit, and with very little effort, I'm going to take away the blood flow, he's going to go unconscious. We train in the gi, the uniform, to practice this, but even if you didn't have something with these lapels, that kind of collar on, if it was just a t-shirt, we can adapt the choke. So with a t-shirt, this material would rip if I just grabbed and pulled it, but I can pull up the material and get a good handful of it so it won't rip, and then come over and grab that handful on the other side, and then finish the choke. Very simple, very effective, and that's the benefit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, is teaching you how to fight when you've been pushed to the ground and you're on your back. That's one of the biggest reasons why I recommend people do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Everybody should, but especially children, who are going to be pushed down on the playground and bullied as somebody sits on top of them and slaps them or spits on them. And for women especially, you're going to be put on the ground on their back with an attacker on top of them. So please check it out, very effective. I highly recommend it. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks everybody.